Get up.
Oh my God.
Speaking of big boys,
Everybody
did you
thinks
see?
that.
Have either of you watched the first episode of A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, the new Game of Thrones?
No, I'm gonna wait for you to tell me.
So it's like 150 years prior to to Game of Thrones, and it focuses on his Hedge Knight novellas. I don't know if you probably haven't read those, but those are about a specific Hedge Knight named Duncan the Tall or Duncan the Strong. I don't remember which, and his little boy, what do you call it? Squire, named Egg. And the first episode's 40 minutes long. I think the rest of them are going to be like 30 something long. It's there's like a couple of novellas. They're pretty short, like what's been written, but right away it's like this is a lighthearted, fun, smaller story kind of Game of Thrones. Like this isn't going to be about political intrigue and regicide. This is going to be about shitting jokes and like bumping your head on a low hanging door and like silliness. I liked it. I like the main. You immediately are endeared to the main character. Like you get a bit of inner monologue and him talking to himself all by his lonesome, and you're like, well, this is a good guy. This is not only this is a good guy. This is a guy who's kind of smart enough. And then you see him around other people. He's a giant. He's 6'5", 256 in real life. So like seeing him. Jon Snow was like 5'7" or something, and they had him on stilts and shit just to look normal amongst the regular people. This guy towers over everyone else in the show. Everybody's like, "Look at you, big fella!" like.
Did you see the trailer for it?
I saw the trailer and I watched the first episode.
Okay, the trailer it got me interested in it. They showed all the mentions of him in Game of Thrones. Kyle, you probably remember this, and listeners. There's this scene of Joffrey talking to Jaime Lannister, and he's going through the book of all the Knights Guards and their accomplishments. And some of them are like several pages long, some are like half a page. And then when you get to Jaime, it's like one paragraph. And he's using this to put down Jaime as a Knights Guard, a leader of the Knights Guard who's not really notable, who history won't remember. And but when they got to what's his name? Something the Tall?
Duncan
the Tall. Like he had pages on him. Like he must have been really notable, and that's in the trailer. And it's like I like they mentioned him before. It's not the first He's not just some invented character.
Yeah, I liked the first episode a lot. I liked that it was more lighthearted and silly at times, and I like that character. I just wish that it all came out at once so I could binge watch it. Or that there was going to be more of it, knowing that I got to wait another week for 30 more minutes and then another week for 30 more minutes.
It's 30 minutes?
The first one was like 42, I think, 44 maybe. And I think the rest of them are going to be in the 30s.
It feels short.
Yeah, really short.
What was Game of Thrones?
I want to say 48 is how long an hour-long show is when you remove the commercials. Like that's kind of normal.
42, I think.
Was HBO?
Is it 42, you think? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought Game of Thrones had like true hour-long episodes because HBO doesn't have commercials.
They were different lengths. They were usually in the 50s. Sometimes it'd be like an hour and 5 minutes, and I'd be all excited.
Oh, yeah. I remember. Wasn't that the worst when you'd see it come out when we were all watching it? And we were just like, 47 minutes, son of a bitch. Like, we're not learning anything this week. And then like 3 minutes in, we're learning about the sand snakes or whatever. It's like, oh, my God. This is a brutal one. So I'm going to let you storm the beach of Seven Kingdoms.
I can tell it's going to be good already. I can tell that it's going to be like, it's not a big enough story to get so invested in that you're annoyed that like the Duke of the Eighth Kingdom did this and that's silly. Like it's not going to be this giant web of stories that have to be sewn up together. It's just about this one knight and his like rise to power seemingly, or because he's at the beginning, it's a lot like that movie A Knight's Tale with Heath Ledger. Like he's nobody. He's barely, they don't really believe that he's a knight. Any knight can make a knight, but his knight is dead. His knight just died. And so he's like, my lord made me a knight. He died. And they're like, did he? Any witnesses? Well, no. And they're like, they don't really know what to do about that. He doesn't have a pavilion, as Egg tells him. Pavilion's like a tent that a knight would normally sleep under. He's like, got a tree here. And the Egg's like, yeah, but trees leak. He's like, That's true. Like he's just like this poor homeless man who's trying to be a knight, and he's about to fight in this tourney.
Hedge Knight.
And if you lose the tourney, you lose your armor and your horse and your weapons. And then the deal is you ransom them back. So you would lose your gear, and then you have to buy it back from the guy you lost it to. But he doesn't have any money. So if he loses his only horse.
He has
and
to
his only
become
sword.
the other guy's butler.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he'd be screwed.
Yeah, he's gonna have to be
So
a
yeah, I'm
slave
down.
for his sword back.
I really like. We watched the first episode last night, and we were both like, "Ah, this is sweet. This like I like this guy. This is kind of silly." There's
Okay.
a pooping scene right away at the very
Hmm.
beginning that really sets the
A
stage
pooping scene.
for a pooping scene.
Okay.
You're like out of nowhere, you're just like, "Oh, that's the kind of show this is, huh? Okay, all right, okay, all right. I'm on board. I now I know what flavor we're playing with. This is a little different. I dug it, and then I caught all the way up on Fallout. He's got a shockingly large cock for such an effeminate, weird little man. Oh, that reminds
he gets
me.
fully erect.
I know we're the end here. I can't recommend enough A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, the new Game of Thrones show. There are 3 episodes out now, and the 3rd episode got me. The 3rd episode hooked me, and I was like, man, I like this guy. This guy, it is heartwarming, heartfelt. It is funny. It is lighthearted. And so because it's so funny and lighthearted, when something serious happens, it's like, oh, fuck. What's about to happen? This is a problem. Oh, no. But there's a scene at the beginning of episode 3 where one
Don't
story is
spoil too much, please.
you see some nudity, and the person is, and it is the biggest cock I've ever seen. Now it's definitely a fake cock, but you're going to see out of nowhere a cock that boggles the mind.
Is it balanced out by?
I'll send you a
breasts?
pic. I can top it.
This thing is just fucking. This guy's hanging dong.
Woody, this
but I
is
can't recommend the
ordinary.
show. I can't recommend the show enough. It's
Is it
really good.
important to the plot that they like? What is that called? They like magic rubbered a penis to him, or were they just like, well, we've got it in the storeroom?
I think
do
it's
something with this.
My best guess, because I haven't read the novels yet, the Hedge Knight novels, is that that's part of that character's backstory, is that he hangs dong.
And do they balance it with breasts, or are they doing just penises again?
Thus far, I have seen a man take a very messy shit, and I have seen the biggest dick I've ever seen on a human being,
And no
which is
boobs?
definitely a fake dick. No titties. I don't think there have been
poop,
any titties.
I learned
There's some pretty
something
ladies.
interesting. You know the movie 28 Years Later, the zombie movie?
Yeah.
You know there's a lot of dicks. There's a lot of naked zombies. They
Yeah.
were all prosthetics. And the reason there were no naked people on set is there are kids in the film. So they're walking around with fake dicks as if that's cool. You know, like
I mean, it's preferred. It seems. I mean, that's when those are your options. Maybe that's a better one.
I can't even picture it. I think I may have seen it, but there's one zombie in particular who just like hangs major dong, and everybody was talking about it. I'm like, I'm not sure this is preferred to an actual human penis.
You know,
Some
what would be
dude-
funny is if like that. The reason he got that is because he woke up the earliest on like the first day, and he's like, "All right, you get your pick," and he's like, "Drop this one."
You, sir, get the mini baseball bat.
Yeah, then all poor Stevie sleep in.
He gets a
An
tuck.
acorn.
You little tucker. This is the
Yeah.
representation of me.
No, that's a really good show. It has high production value, and it's a small story. Like so far, you're just focusing on the main character and his little buddy who wants to be a squire. Egg is fucking a child actor that I already am like, this guy is awesome. I love this little kid. Like he's
Dude, I can't
he's
wait.
funny, he's quirky, and like just the big guy, Duncan the Tall. He's mentioned in Game of Thrones. There's a part where Jaime Lannister's looking at that book of the Knight's Guard, the King's Guard, and he's being mocked because his portion is like a paragraph. It's like Jaime Lannister, born to this house, son to this guy, served in the King's Guard. And it's like, that's your whole fucking history in the big book. And then Sir Duncan the Tall is like chapters of shit. It's like page after page. This is the guy. And he is 6'5", 240. He is
Big boy.
enormous. He's taller than his horse.
The actor's big, right?
Yeah. And all the other actors like react accordingly. They're like, "Oh, look at the size of you! The fuck? Do you ride the horse or does it ride you?"
Dude, I can't wait to watch. Almost every night, I'm like, "Hey, honey, you want to watch the new Game of Thrones thing?" Kyle says it's really good and it's more funny. It's not done by the same guys. Like, it's supposed to be legit. But apparently, my wife has a crippling burnt peanut addiction because it's all she. I've been watching that Game of Thrones spinoff that you told us.
Yes, wonderful. How deep did you get in? A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms.
I think I'm caught up. There's only 4, right? Maybe one
There's
tonight.
only 4. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I really like it. If I had a complaint, it's that I want more of it. The shows are like 30 minutes long, and I keep hoping like this is the episode where a thing is gonna happen.
Yes.
And then at the end of the episode, you're like, well, they can't keep edging me for another week.
Like, I can't enter the tournament today. No. Are you a well-known knight or lord? No. Well, then you don't get to go first. Well, fuck. And you thought they were going to fight today. We're waiting on him. They're at a tournament, and this is an all or nothing moment for our Hedge Knight, which is a very poor knight without a lord. He's like a European
homeless
Roman.
knight.
And he has to put up his armor and his gear as like bounty to compete in this thing. Everyone does. But if you're rich, you just pay the guy off at the end. He doesn't take your sword. You give him whatever the sword's worth, or maybe there's a established value for swords and armor. You pay him. But this guy doesn't have any fucking money. Like this guy's broke. He's having to sell one of his horses just to get some armor. So if he loses, it's all or nothing. And you're waiting every episode for the games to begin. Well, I don't want to spoil the show, but the next episode, the games are essentially beginning. We're going to get a thing. It's coming, and I'm so psyched for it.
It seems that I thought the 4th one would likely have a thing that happened. And they're basically on in the location where it's going to happen at this point. And I don't want to spoil too much.
Yeah, we're ready to rock and roll here. We're like, fists are up.
I don't know how they can edge me for another week at this point. Like,
no, it happens at the beginning of the next episode, dude. The next episode has the fight because like it's the episode 4 ends and basically the good guys and bad guys have their dukes up, and it's like next time on A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. You're like, fuck, why are these only 30 minutes long?
Yes.
There's a little boy. So you've got this 6'5", 240-pound Hedge Knight who towers over every character in the show. Named is it Duncan the Tall?
Yes.
Yeah, and they call him Duncan the Tall. And his squire, I won't spoil anything, but he's this little bald-headed boy named Egg. And Egg, it might be the best character in the whole show. Like he's witty and funny and quirky and has there's a joke in every scene. I'll say that too. It's so much more lighthearted and like brighter and happier than any of the Game of Thrones stuff I've ever seen. Of course, all the other Game of Thrones stuff we've seen is in the midst of a civil war. So not everybody's going to be cheerful. This is during peacetime. We're at like a tournament. Everybody's feasting and drinking. There's always that like background thread of like, if you were to step on a lord's foot, you might get your foot cut off or something like that, because that's just the consequences of the universe you're in. But our characters are mostly like small scale troubles. You know, it's about becoming a better knight. It's about winning a tournament. It's not about like saving the kingdom. And I really like how lighthearted and jokey it is. There's a joke in every scene, at least.
Kyle is on the money with all this. Sir Duncan the Tall. They don't call him Sir Duncan the Smart. That's not his name at all. But what's kind of fun is his little squire is a pretty bright kid. And I think that as this goes on, he's going to lean on this child for his intelligence more often. And I like that dynamic. It's a good show. I recommend it alongside Kyle. It's good.
Yeah. I saw that the ratings on it. The last episode had the highest rating, had a higher than almost any Game of Thrones episode ever. Only like 3 or 4 of the best Game of Thrones episode had a higher rating, and none of the the Dragon show, the other spinoff,
House of the Dragon, maybe
that stunk. I did not like the first.
None of their episodes had like, I think it was a 9.4 or something like that. It was a really high score that episode 4 got. Episode 4 was so fucking good. I loved it.
It's also 8 years later. We'd have to see like the comparison between like HBO subscribers then and now. And
The thing, episode 4 was really good. Episode 3 was really good. I don't know what its ratings were, but
They get better every one. It's like I don't remember exactly, but it's like 9.1, 9.2, 9.3, 9.4 every episode.
you know, I don't want to spoil anything, but Kyle was like, episode 3 hooked me. After episode 3, I'm down for this show. It gets 2 thumbs up, whatever. And I'm like, all right, I got some insider knowledge. Episode 3 is when the thing is going to go. It doesn't go. It doesn't go in episode 3, but it might hook you too. It was good.
Yeah, I love that shit. I'm so glad that they're making a good show based in that universe.
Oh, I wanted to bring this up. I'm all caught up, like you guys wanted on Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Oh, me too. Me too, Kyle. I assume you are.
Episodes.
Yes,
It was quick. Like,
Dude,
Yes.
too
Yeah,
fast.
very
If
quick.
it's one of the complaints, and I think it's one of the reasons this Game of Thrones season isn't more epic, because they're like the culinary equivalent of Smarties, right? Just you pop them, they're gone instantly. You know,
Yep.
when we caught up, I think we watched 3 the first night. It was just not that long.
Mhm.
yeah, they're only like 30
30.
minutes or so. Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
supposed to be 30 minutes, but I don't know, with the previews and the advertisements in the front
Sure.
and the credits and the trailer on the back, like, are some of these things like 22 minutes long? It's super
Well,
short.
I think technically they're like 33, 32 minutes long, and then you've probably got 3 or 4 minutes of bullshit, like you said. So they're
Mhm.
probably coming in at 28 to 30 minutes of actual runtime. I still really like the show. I'm waiting to see the IMDb ratings for this 5th episode. I
Oh,
will
I can't
say,
wait for this.
them cutting away right as the battle like gets going to do a flashback of another mixed race love interest for some reason that doesn't exist in the books, I'm told, for no goddamn reason. Now I liked the part, I guess it introduces us to his is it Pennyweather or it's like some
The night.
Sir Arlen of Pennytree,
Yeah.
whatever his name
okay.
is, his daddy Knight. It introduces it to him and how they met and everything. But I just got I wanted that in another place or something. I needed that before
Dude.
the fight began. If the episode began with that, I wouldn't have been super mad. But my fucking God, I was like, we just got the thing that I've been waiting on you to fucking do. This was supposed to be it. Dukes are up, horses are charging, and cut away to 15
Right.
years prior.
If I would have put
No.
this in fucking Reddit terms, you've been edging me for 3 fucking episodes, and then we switched over to the Ruined Orgasms subreddit, where, like, once the big thing happens, you just fucking stop and don't do anything. Dude, the edging
She
in
just
the
like
show-
smacks the balls. They always smack the balls. It's like, who's won that?
They-
Sickos.
I was like frustrated and upset, and I'm like, I hope that they take heat for this shit, because the show that I still love, and I can't wait till Sunday when the next one. I'm not gone, but I'm like, is this fucking From, where like you just get really excited about like the genesis of this storyline, and then you don't tell it? Because fuck you for that. Fuck you, suck a dick, lick my ass, tell the story. It's too much of this edging horse shit.
I was annoyed when it happened. I was annoyed. I'm still annoyed, and I hate to say it because I like the show so much in spite of it. But it's like, come on, why did you do that? Like, just give me more of the fighting. Delete that whole flashback scene, and have the camera pan to every. There's 14 people about to fight. It's a 7v7. It's a trial by what do they call it? Trial by arms.
Try by combat.
Combat. It's trial by combat, but they've invoked some olden rule that where it's like 7 versus 7 because there's 7 gods, you know, or whatever. This is the old school way to do this. Your 7 against my 7.
That didn't seem fair to me.
You could have panned around and like reminded me who each of the 14 combatants were. Like just a shot to each of them. I would have loved to seen, like, their armor is fantastic. I do want to mention that. A lot of them have this very unique and ornate armor that isn't all silver, or like one guy's all black and Gucci the fuck out. Like he's got skulls on his horse even. And then
When
the
he
other
puts
guy
his face mask down, it looks angry. You guys have all
it looks like a skull, like Skeletor or something like that. And the one guy is sort of a
There's no eye holes
rose-colored gold or a bronzish color. It's very unique and cool looking. They're all different styles.
There was the Bumblebee guy.
Kyle, Bumblebee. Kyle,
I
you
don't
know
remember the
the
Bumblebee.
Did you see any videos breaking down the fight, like YouTubers?
No.
Okay, I watched 2 of them. And there was more detail in there than a normal person would pick up, but if you pause the video and look at the frame, you can kind of make out like, oh, right, that guy had this sort of tan colored horse. It must be that guy finally fighting like the King's Guard, like he really wanted to. And here's a guy who did, here's the guy. Remember, there's one Targaryen. What's the name?
Targaryen?
Targaryen, who promised to fall right at the start of the fight.
Yeah, he's like, hit me in the head.
Out, he did. But I didn't notice it because it's like 3 frames long, but the YouTubers who stop it and show it to you, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. There was more detail in that than you could see. This is the smallest of spoilers. At the very start of the fight, our hero's vision gets impaired, so that hurts our ability to watch everything happening. But through the foggy impaired vision while wearing a helmet, there were details in there that YouTube allowed me to see.
Yeah.
I
did enjoy the fight. I thought the fight was pretty fucking epic. I love that our big boy can take a licking.
That's all he's good at. He has no fighting skills, but he's got S tier durability.
Yeah, he won the fight. I'm a little annoyed that somehow that kid survived what seemed like a clear femoral artery slash. Like he sliced his inner thigh with a drawing motion.
Do you know what that was about? So I think that was a poetic reference. Our boy Egg, who's a character who helps Duncan the Tall in the show, the guy that he's fighting, the main bad guy, used to sleep into his bed at night and put a knife up against his thigh and threatened to cut his balls off. So now during the fight, that kind of happened to him, and the YouTubers were saying that was kind of a poetic reference to what he would do to other people.
I don't think so. I think that was like that's one of the main places they went to cut you back then was your inner thigh, because like that's where you bleed out really
arteries.
I thought he lost his dick. When I watched it live, I was like, did they cut his penis off? Is that going to be like an ongoing thing that this guy lives without a dick for the rest of his life? But it doesn't seem that. I was right.
No.
Yeah, I was also surprised that he didn't die from that, because I was like, oh, femoral artery strike.
That's it.
You're going to die.
Yeah, when I saw that, I thought he was dead.
But
in those times, you can live from that now. I had a guy do that in front of me.
I mean, those guys would have been fucked in a lot of different ways.
Weren't you there to pinch it or something?
Yeah, I put my shirt on it. I was a lifeguard.
Oh, I'm surprised he survived. Maybe it's just nicked a little. I just imagine when you take a long sword and like...
Dude, it was like a rainbow with his pulse.
Oh,
like, shit. And I was like, fuck, covered that shit with the medics.
What, you're like, ew! No. Back, everyone, it'll bleed on you.
No, I just put pressure on it.
Terrible.
I didn't dislike the flashback as much as you guys. It did catch me off guard when they went into the flashback, because I was like, oh no. Did my boy get fucked up so bad this early?
I have a theory. Yeah. I think because you were binge watching, you hadn't been edged for a month like Kyle and I. Oh, you might have been more upset. Yeah,
I watched all of them in one setting, like just because it only took like
I bet it was great.
2.5 hours. It was really good. I like all the characters other than the shitty Targaryens. But as soon as like I saw the good Targaryen with the dark hair, I was like early on, because I haven't read the lore of this. I was like, oh man, this guy's great. He's there's no way he hangs out for a long time, like because everybody's like about how great he would be and how honorable he is and how he would be the king that treats people fairly and this and that. And I'm like, well, that's not going to fly in this world. That's not.
He's like an Eddard Stark.
I like that it's
truly honorable.
I like the bits of focus on like valor and honor from Duncan the Tall. Like he's kind of dumb, but he also clearly has a good heart. He wants to help in whatever capacity he can, even if it puts his life on the line. So I like him as our hero. He's good. Egg is, I feel so bad for that little kid because he just seems so... I looked up online because I'm like, please tell me this isn't like some 15-year-old kid with a growth disorder. And then I'm like, oh, okay, he's 11. He'll still grow into a normal 11.
What a great
person.
Actor.
Yeah, and he did I had to like turn it down where he's like, wait. I was like, oh my God. My neighbor's dogs are barking. Like,
dude, I love Egg so much. So I don't feel like this is a spoiler, but in Game of Thrones, Egg is the old blind man at the wall who mentors John, and he tells John wanting to run.
Egg?
Yeah, he's the old man at the wall who mentors John and tells John those stories about his family, and it's sort of revealed finally because John wants to, after the Red Wedding, John wants to ride south and join the war, and Aegon has to tell him the story about when he heard that his family had been massacred, and then at the end of it, he explains who his family are. That was the king and queen. That was the Mad King, and his wife and her children. You know, he explains all that to him. But that's Egg. Yeah.
I didn't put that together. Oh,
So
yeah. Now that you say it, I'm like, they do have the same name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's a
there's
hint.
there's a lot of Aegons and Rhaegons.
Yeah.
And you click through the
Family
genealogy-
name. Yeah.
Family name. Yeah.
Which makes it
Overall,
more complicated.
I saw that they had to do, like, apparently House of the Dragon, which is the show that's not doing very well, gets 4 times the budget per episode than Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and that's crazy. That night, because I watched like 4 episodes of House of the Dragon and was like, this is retarded. Like, looks like they're wearing Party City shit. I'm not interested in them.
They spent the money on the dragons.
They spent the money on the dragons. I don't really care. None of these characters are likable, and so I don't find myself pulling for them.
Yeah,
they've ruined the lore. They've race swapped
Matt
a million
Smith.
people in such a way that doesn't make sense with a incestuous family of blonde people. Like, it was.
You don't like the black folk?
the bottom. It didn't make sense with the Targaryens.
We as Targaryens too.
Yeah, it didn't make sense. It's like, yeah, this kind of.
I like it more than you, but
Me
I
too.
am hoping that it gets as good as Game of Thrones once was.
I think it's gonna be a sad story in which all of the dragons and all of the Targaryens minus a handful die, because after this comes Game of Thrones, and we know what the beginning of Game of Thrones is like. There are no dragons, there are no Targaryens. There's just 2 of them basically. So we know this is it's ending
prequels.
poorly. I haven't liked it very much. But I will continue to watch it because I do like the dragons, and I guess I like Matt Smith's character. a lot.
This is not on Game of Thrones, but it's another show I watched. I've watched a couple shows.
Can I do something real quick? Just, I wish that the bad people in Game of Thrones were a little more justified, and I feel like that's something they keep getting wrong. Like the blonde guy who just got beat up in the last episode. Dude, he's like the fucking bad guys in Avatar who are just evil for the sake of being over the top evil. Like everything they do is the worst possible thing. And I'm like, Thanos had a point, right? Darth Vader, you can imagine a world where they think that they're the good guys. In this show, the bad guys are so over the top, super bad with no justification for their badness, just rape and murder and laughing at things, beating up women for mocking that, like, way too far. And it takes away from the show that there isn't like, maybe this guy has a point.
That's what's in the book, though. That I'm pretty sure what's in the book is that he was, he breaks that lady's fingers. Another mixed race love interest.
I think he. Cuts
what are we doing? Why are we dwelling on that?
I'm not dwelling. I'm just mentioning all of his love interests have been mixed race so far. They're 2 for 2. That's all. Let's see if a third mulatto shows up.
I mean, I was just saying it's pretty far north for someone from the Summer Isles.
Look, I just would expect her to be chilly where she is.
I bet everybody's
glad she went back to where she came from. That's, if anything, what I'm seeing is that a blonde, righteous leader sent an illegal immigrant back from whence they came. And yeah, he got a little rough with her. All right, but she's gone now, and I bet she won't come back.
Now she's a 9-fingered lady. Or I think that's the lore, is that they cut off one of her fingers
He was like snapping them bitches off like for funsies, just like one after the other.
He hated the puppet show.
He did hate the puppet show.
Yeah, so the dragons could never lose.
Fingers, and when I watched the flashback, I'm like, okay, how am I going to figure out if this is the same girl that he defended like 17 years later? But they look the same.
Exactly.
So I was.
They don't all look the same, Woody, just because they're mixed race.
Well, it was a different actress because one was playing a 12-year-old and the other was playing like a 27-year-old. But
Woody hates people from the Summer Isles. You heard it here first.
Well, you know, the first girl was from across the narrow sea, and then the second girl in the flashback, she was from Flea Bottom, some sort of local.
Well,
I didn't put that together in real time
in the book too.
Okay,
But,
Taylor, what were you saying before I cut you off? I'm sorry.
I was another show.
No, you're good. Yeah, I watched another whole show over the last week.
Dope.
Did you? Are either of you guys watching Night of the Seven Kingdoms? That new Game of Thrones spinoff thing, the prequel.
I still haven't even watched the actual Game of Thrones yet.
Okay, well,
What are we doing?
I'm very behind, dude.
No, to answer your question, I have a dumbass fucking Game of Thrones answer real quick though, because I allegedly torrented the original Game of Thrones when it first came out because I couldn't afford HBO, and I was on episode 3, and it's Khaleesi, the hot blonde chick, when she's getting banged out by Jason Momoa.
Yep.
And I'm watching this torrent, and I thought it was just like the director's artistic interpretation of the story, and you kind of have to feel it out, like what's going on. So they introduce these characters, and I'm watching it, and they're speaking their made-up language, and I'm like, I kind of have an idea what's going on. And then the next episode was just they're speaking this made-up language the entire time. And then the episode after that, and I was like, this show's gay as shit, dude. I have no idea what's going on. Turns out I had the subtitles turned off. Yeah, you're supposed to be reading what they were saying the entire time. So I got real turned off.
I thought you had like a Bangladeshi audio version.
No,
or
it was Swedish. It was Swedish actually. I saw the hot girl's tits the entire time, but other than that, I was like, this show is fucking retarded. Everybody I know is lame. Well, so I have not seen the follow-up show.
Game of Thrones is tremendous, Goblins. Some of the greatest TV ever made. Literally, like seasons 1 through 5 are probably the greatest TV ever made. This new show is really lighthearted and fun, though. It's only 6 episodes. It's all out already. They're 30 minutes a pop. You could binge watch them in a night, and it's really good.
Last episode kind of a miss, maybe.
No, I was happy with it. I was happy with it. You know, like the big fight. It was kind of the aftermath of the big fight, and you know,
spoilers.
I just wish that the whole season hadn't been so quick. I wish there'd been 12 episodes instead of 6.
Is it over?
Yeah, that's it. Now you gotta wait like a year.
The finale. That nothing of a aftermath of a.
I think if you'd known it was the finale going in, you wouldn't be reacting to it this way now. You know, everybody gets together and they lead off into like the distance and sort of a like to be continued sort of thing. I'm gonna start reading the books if you want to get into the books.
It just edged us all season long, and then when the fight finally happens, we get 4.5 seconds into it. Then they edge us for 20 minutes of flashback, and then they give us the fight through bad video, like one eye's closed, he's looking through a helmet, sort of whatever.
Little POV,
and then there's a letdown of a finale where they talk a little.
I liked it, dude. I liked it. I thought it was cute. I love the child actor. That's one of the best child actors I've ever seen.
Yes.
He's tremendous. Egg is fucking hilarious. I've never seen a little man like put on a performance like that. He's got me hook, line, and sinker. I just hope they make the next season before he's like 14 or something and looks nothing like he looks now.
I was gonna say, I think like if this spinoff nails it, I wouldn't mind if they did a spinoff of Egg and just showed his life. Well,
it's a book series, so like, you know, they're not making this up whole cloth. They're following the Hedge Knight novels right now.
I see.
There are 3 of them. He wrote one of them in like the 90s, and then another one in like 2002, and then another one in like 2010.
But I think Egg's life is a story worth telling, it seems. So.
For sure. Yeah. Egg, I don't know how much of I don't know what the books are like, but I'm about to start reading the books. I bought them on Audible. I'm about to do that. I'm also going to do that Dungeon Crawler Carl book series too. I bought all those.
This is the best day of my life.